Senator Fetterman.
Hi, thank you, everybody. Hi. I just wanted to open with any of you about the question. Do you believe that there is a homeless issue in rural county across America or Pennsylvania?
Yes, it's hidden, though, in northern areas, very much so. There are a lot of people who couch surf, if you will, and they don't appear to be homeless because they have a place to live for the night. But it's very precarious, and they could be out on the streets any day.
Anyone else agree?
No, I would agree with that. I would say respective in Native communities, due to cultural mores, for lack of a better word, we more look at severe overcrowding of housing. We can have 16 individuals in a 2-bedroom house simply for the fact there is not enough housing. Individuals could be homeless, and that doesn't constitute within how we care for our community.
Yeah. A supermajority of counties in my state of Pennsylvania is rural. And I have heard again and again and again that there is a real housing crisis here in rural Pennsylvania. And I've always kind of thought about the problem and just what are the different kinds of options, right now as well, too. And I wanted to bring to you this idea of manufactured housing units, i.e., mobile homes. And I think that would be a very affordable kind of option. But is it fair to say that there's kind of a stigma attached to it too, where it's kind of like trailers or worse things that I'm not going to, say out loud. But I think that's a shame too, and it's really kind of strange to me too, because there's been quite a time where tiny houses were all in the raise, and urbanists and others think that's just amazing. So why not about these kind of things too? And if we do have the kind of crisis of housing in rural counties, do you really, would you really support that? Expanding financing options for people that just want manufactured housing as well too, or that never really has a path to pursue because of the stigma or that kind of a thing.
People don't generally go looking for manufactured housing. And if we've been working on educating people, even our staff, to understand the difference between mobile homes and then post-76 and post-94 HUD-compliant manufactured homes that are much more energy efficient and well-built, and to think of them as a stepping stone to affordability. But they can also be improved with multi-sections, carports, garage or porches, things like that, to look very attractive and not look like a mobile home.
Yeah, I don't know. I think millions of Americans live in manufactured housing as well too, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's really a very affordable kind of option for people as well too, and provides a roof over their head. And I think obviously that's not really as easily put in more of an urban area, but I think it's a shame that is it safe to say that it is that stigma for people. They're like, I don't want to live in a trailer or anything like that kind of a thing. Because I've actually visited, I've seen a lot of, mobile homes that are lovely. They're beautiful. I would have no problem living there as well.
Putting them into a co-op, a resident-owned community model, eases that stigma, increases the community spirit and desire to be a part of it when they've got ownership in the land on which their houses are located. And it helps them all become much more of a neighborhood rather than just living in something next to each other.
So is it a fair statement that people would rather have fewer people addressed with their housing, or having more actual traditional homes built as well too? I mean, it seems like it's really kind of a trade-off on that as well too, because I've heard for years and years and seen that there is a housing problem here across rural Pennsylvania. So thank you. Our community land trusts in Pennsylvania are doing amazing work to create long-term affordable housing options. but community land trusts struggle to find funding that moves quickly enough. So they lose on they lose out to private equity and market rate buyers. Have you seen these issues?
Yes, not just with land trusts, but with all CDFIs and nonprofits who would be buying those homes to rent affordably, and more so to maintain them, to keep the homes at a safe and desirable and quality status, so that the kids growing up there don't have to worry about a hole in their ceiling or leaking on their bed and things like that. But yes, to have that liquidity available to be able to jump on those right away, that's something we've been in discussions with North Country Foundation, for example, in Minnesota, to look to buy full mobile home parks all in one fell swoop to turn them into resident-owned communities.
Okay. And right on time. Mr. Chairwoman.